Welcome to the Butterfly Kisses tea meeting. I'm Nikki. For anyone who doesn't know me, I am either your sponsor, your director, your star director, or all three. I am just going over that we just opened World Tour. Sorry, I'm not in my usual spot. We just opened World Tour. They have 3 different options for registering. I lied. We didn't open World Tour. We opened SFR. We're working on work in progress, guys. We just finished World Tour. So they just opened SFR for their big 20th year anniversary. We have 3 options. Virtual is $52. That is just seeing certain streams there. I think there's 4 sessions. Then there's virtual with the giveaways. I've been to SFR. I signed up for virtual with the giveaways. There's a reason. I cannot go this year, so I will be doing virtual SFR with the giveaways. And then there's the amazing opportunity to be in Orlando, Florida in July for in-person SFR, where Heidi and Orville, the returning CEOs, are coming back from their mission and they will be there. I've heard lots of rumors. I'm telling you right now, if you can be in person, you're going to want to be in person. So for those that can go either way, sign up what works for you and works for your family. There are 3 different prices. There are payment plans as well. And if you register in February, you also get the 2nd month of the incentive, counting towards the 12 months of the incentive for the year. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
All right, I'm echoing with you though. Can you mute for a sec? Because I love you. Thank you. Okay, so that being said, because I'm not in my usual spot, we have a lot of illnesses going around in our house right now. I asked if one of our leaders would step up to do the meeting, and our gracious lead consultant, Devin LaFex, is going to lead our meeting. We're going to be discussing either if you've been to SFR, what your biggest takeaway and or business change was, and why you'd recommend going or not going. Like, be honest. And also, we just finished World Tour. There was 14 of us that went. I personally think it was awesome. It was a big fire on a lot of our butts, I'm going to say, for World Tour. So your takeaway from that and or something that you wish maybe they would improve. Feedback is always great because something that I get the privilege of doing is every month the SDs have a call with our interim CEO, Dan Orchard, so we can provide that feedback as well. And it's really nice to be able to have that connection to home office. So that being said, I'm going to wait till the end and or somewhere I'll throw my tips in, but I'm going to let Devin lead it.
Okie dokie. So for those of all who went to SFR, we'll start with SFR. I want to do tips from both because both are equally important. Just because SFR is one big one doesn't make World Tour any less insignificant. They are both amazing events that if you have the opportunity to go to or just watch afterwards, I highly, what's the word? Oh my God, I can't think of words now. Oh my God, Nikki, help with words. You're like my dictionary.
Highly recommend the opportunity to participate.
Recommend. Thank you. Y'all, it's been a day. But no, I highly recommend. I went to my first SFR this past July. It was absolutely amazing. I just, like Nikki said, just got back from World Tour. But no, so I don't want to start with my tips first. Who wants to go first? How about Heather, if you're ready, you want to go first about SFR? Yes, no, maybe so.
Yes, I can go. I am going in person this year again, and because it was so amazing. And I mean, my tip is both for any in-person event, really. It's the connections. There's the saying that you join Sensi for one reason, but then you stay because of the community, and that is 100% the truth. And yes, we have our community that we see on Zoom and we chat in our group. But you don't feel it until you're at an in-person event for Sensi. And it's not just like our own group, it's everybody in Sensi. I don't think there was a single bad or negative interaction that I had personally with any person at SFR. It's great to go and see all the products and the early releases, and then you get to have those connections with each other as you're standing in the line, just standing there waiting. You make friends with the people behind you, in front of you. You get to know them. And even the trainings, I'm a little bit of a nerd and I love watching trainings and learning. But an in-person training, being there is so much different than watching a training online or in Zoom. Just the interaction between the speaker and the people in the audience. There's banter usually going on. Like, it's like you cannot explain it unless you've been. And I know that SFR is really expensive, so if that's not something that's in your price range, then come next World Tour, you should definitely do World Tour, because that's like a miniature version of SFR, and you get the same thing. It's just as great. So if you're looking for that community, and even if you don't think you are, you'll have that community once you go to an in-person event.
100%. Because that's exactly what SFR was. Like, it was nothing but a whole lot of fun, a whole lot of relationships being made between our peers that we haven't met in person before. I didn't meet Heather until SFR, even though we don't really live that far from each other. We live about an hour away from each other, but it took SFR for us to meet. We had a blast. The people we got to meet as well. We got to take a picture with Wendy Heath Newgas, this year's shooting, is it Shooting Star? The Alice Klimoku award winner. She is absolutely amazing. If y'all don't know her, you have to go look her up on YouTube or on Facebook. She is literally amazing. And the fact that I got to meet her and even talk to her for 5 seconds was literally like amazing. Like, there's no other word I can put to it. But I think the only other person besides myself and Nikki that went to SFR was Shonda. So, Shonda, you want to talk about SFR?
Sure. So for me, I've done actually both, because I've done a virtual SFR and a in-person SFR, and by far in-person SFR is a total different experience, especially if you're able to stay at the motel that the event staff is staying at. You get to have those interactions in the motel lobby that are just so amazing. Like, Dan was sitting there actually talking with us and taking in our ideas, and so it was really great. So I definitely recommend in person if you can. This year here I'm doing virtual, with all the gifts, obviously, the takeaways. So it's going to be a little different for me, but that's, again, for me, my family, that's what's going to work. So yeah, that's but my biggest takeaways, like Heather said, it's you meet everybody. It's amazing how much you just grow community with other people outside of your own team. And like, I had a roommate that was not even from our team, and we're still good friends, and she's given me a lot of different ideas for my business. And so it's just, you grow those interactions and that community, that whether you're here or not, that's, you grow it.
Absolutely, like 100%. Like even though you aren't able to make it into if you aren't able to make it to in-person SFR, go virtual. It is 100% worth it. Even
You're
if you
still
can't-
gonna get all the material, you're still gonna get all the learning. You're still gonna see the lives. Bree did
Mhm.
virtual last year, and she was able to like be texting me at the same time that we were watching. And I mean, that we were watching on a screen as well. So because we're so far back. So it's
Yeah. There were
literally,
so many people.
I mean, yes, it's great to have the team spirit, but it's literally, you, if you can't do it and you can do only virtual, you're seeing a lot of what they're seeing.
Don't be discouraged that you can't go in person. Virtual, you get the same knowledge, you get the same, you even still feel the spirit through the phone or whatever you're watching, through the TV, whatever. You still feel it through, just because of how amazing it is. But I guess, hold on, I'm thinking, did I already really give my, I kind of just agreed with everyone, but no, my takeaways from SFR, it's just amazing that I just felt enlightened. I felt motivated. It completely changed my business just because of all the knowledge, all the different points of view I got to see and hear about, just everything I took in. I used it to my advantage because this is your business. You don't have to copy what anybody else does, but you can still experiment, still do what you want to do with your own business. And that's what's amazing about it. But that's really my takeaways. Everyone else practically said how I felt. Um, because SFR is just amazing though. There's still so much to talk about. I just don't want to take up too much time. We're already almost 20 minutes in. Let's talk about World Tour. Who wants to start us off with World Tour? How about Sarah? You want to start us off with World Tour? Maybe.
I thought my phone died. World Tour was good. World Tour was good. It was very educational. A lot of took away a lot of tips. Um, Definitely worth going. Uh, it was fun. I don't know what else, but I liked it. It was the first event I've ever went to in person.
What was your biggest takeaway from all the speakers?
Um, I don't even know. Like it was just nice just to like listen how far they've came and where they started and some of the things that they do in their business.
Mm-hmm.
So
There were so many good speakers at our World Tour. There's Jen Audette. There was, yep, nope, forgetting them already. But they're
Lisa
just so
Hart,
amazing.
and there was Sarah Burby.
Thank you. I'm bad with names, guys. Don't don't come at me. But okay. Sarah, pick someone else to go talk about World Tour.
um I'll pick Crystal because she went with me.
Hi, everybody. I'm trying to get the baby to sleep. Um, yeah, so Sarah and I went. It was my first event. I liked it. I found a lot of things helpful, like um hearing the stories about how customers and people's like downline and upline had helped in their business when they came upon hard times. So that was really enlightening because when I first started, I just wanted to kind of like do my own thing and get the deals. And I've kind of, yeah, I've kind of evolved. So like it made me more open to trying to start recruiting and getting people to sign up under me, which I didn't really care about at first, until we were at the world tour. And it was good to see all the stuff and take all the pictures. So you kind of have like the insider sneak peeks of everything that's coming. And get to see, I'm a hands-on person, so I like being able to see the warmers, hold them, touch them, feel them. And then that way I can answer that with any of my customers have questions. And I'm having an open house this weekend at my house, so I'm going to share that information. And also with that, they made us do like a speed booking blitz. I ended up getting like 5 parties, so I have a party every week for the next 5 weeks because of the way that they use their verbiage helped me get those parties. So yeah, it's interesting.
They really like set us up with some amazing tips and just a bunch of different ways we can work our business. And that's awesome. You got 5 parties too. Would you want to go to World Tour again?
Yes. I'm not big on traveling, so I don't know about SFR. I'm bummed that they have a virtual with the free stuff. I love free stuff, but I'm going to be on vacation that week in a cabin in the woods with no internet and a lake. So I'm going to be swimming. I won't be. But I'm bummed that I'm not going to have all this stuff. So that stinks.
It's okay. You should be able to I think they send you the recordings of everything afterwards.
Oh,
I
cool.
think,
So I could
right?
sign up and get all the goodies and then just
Verify that
watch it when I
because
get back.
I read that they were not recording it. So verify. I think that's what the thing when I signed up. I think it didn't. I think it did say that they were not recording it.
We will verify that then.
And if you 100% don't know after reading that, reach out to consultant support.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Interesting. There you go. Pick someone else to go talk about World Tour.
I'm gonna pick Shonda. I saw her there.
So this was my first world tour with my husband coming along with me, and he got a little bit of the fever, and so that was awesome. And so my biggest takeaway is if you have a spouse or a significant other and can take them with you, definitely it's worth it because they get to meet all the team, and like they get to meet in with the husbands and they all go crazy together. And yeah, it was so it was great as far as that as well. And Jen Audette is a absolute angel. I watch her all the time on YouTube anyways, and her and I were friends on Facebook before, and this has grown my friendship with her, and we've stayed connected. It's been amazing because it's total different outside ideas. And my biggest takeaway was her showing us with having her whole team stand up, and showing us through home parties how she blessed all the everybody through those home parties. That was huge for me. And so the same thing as Crystal said, I took that booking blitz. I've got 3 parties booked, plus I've got my open house that I'm doing on next Monday. So it was their wording. It was the if I would you. So I definitely say use the if I do this, would you do that? and it's been as simple as, if I bring coffee, will you have some friends over? Will, or if I, another one that I used was, if I bring snacks, will you have some friends over? And that's all that it takes. And I liked Nikki's idea, if I bring margaritas, it's and that's part of knowing your customers. Know what their if I is going to follow through with, would you? That's my
Yes.
takeaway.
Love it. But no, definitely like with the wording during the booking blitz, I used if I set up a virtual scent shop for you for the week of, I think the first one was what, 2/16? That was last Monday. No, that's incorrect. 2/19, because that was yesterday. Will you invite your friends to it? I think I ended up with 3, 4, 5, 6 parties off of that. And now it just worked amazing. Like they just gave us the best tips. I'd even try for in-person parties. Don't know why. I could have 100%. But while I'm here, one of my key takeaways was, if you don't try, then you're not gonna get anything out of it. The worst you're gonna get is a no. So it doesn't hurt to ask. Don't let anything stop you. You have to break out of your comfort zone. You have to do it scared. I always saying you have to do it scared, but this really just pushed me to actually get there. But anyways, Shonda, I think it's just Bree and Heather who haven't talked about World Tour yet. Yes.
Yeah, so Bree.
Okay.
All right. So my biggest takeaway was do it scared, honestly. And Jen's little line of, you're not bugging people, you are blessing them, that really stuck with me. And I would highly suggest events also. I've never done SFR, but I am doing the virtual with the giveaways like Nikki is. It was my second world tour, and we've had a blast both times.
Love that. And then who did I say was, oh, Heather. It's your turn again.
I think so. Same with Bree. My biggest takeaway from World Tour was to remember that you're not bothering them, you're blessing them with anything in our business, whether that's asking them to host, asking them to join, doing follow-up, any of it. Sorry, I'm making sure my puppy doesn't pee in my house. Or potty training. So much fun. And there were 2 other things. I really loved the simple follow-up system that they talked about, which was the 1 week, 1 month, 3 months. I personally don't have a great follow-up system, and I just need to simplify it. And they talked about simplifying it. So I really like that. And then with Jen Audette, not just when she had all of her people stand up, but when she talked about the first November that she joined, where she showed us her planner, and it was like full of parties and how much her check was. And then the next November, her planner was less full, but she had more people on her team, and her paycheck was even more. And then even the third year, even less parties on her planner, but even more people on her team and her check. And just hearing those checks, such an eye opener and like really inspiring. So those were my takeaways.
Those, I forgot about some of those. Like I've completely forgot about Jen showing her planner and being so open about it. And like the one I didn't forget about though was when she mentioned how she complimented some lady's shoes in the bathroom and got a $45,000 order from it. I was like, oh, okay. Like anything is possible with this business. And like her whole speech about that was just so eye-opening, like Heather said. But
That was when talked about that bathroom order was when I was like, light bulb, like we never know who we are walking by and just not offering our opportunity to, or what we have, or yeah.
like you never know what's going to happen next in this business. And it's
Mhm.
just amazing. But
You got to step out there and actually do it.
yes, you do have to put yourself out there. But anyways, anybody else
I'll
want to say
go.
something? There you go.
Now that I'm home from everything. So I've been to virtual and in-person SFR. I did virtual for 2 years, 3 years. And then I've done 2 in-persons. I did Salt Lake City, Utah, and I did where were we last year? Charlotte, North Carolina. I know where we were. And I have the perspective of bringing my husband to World Tour and SFR and not bringing him to World Tour and SFR. Game changer on both sides. So that being said, we are a family of 6. We're very a big family is a good way to say it. One benefit I found that when Chris and I went to Utah as SFR in person, it was just him and I. And it was so beneficial for it just to be him and I because I learned a lot about myself, but Chris also went to SFR and went to all the classes and went to every training with me. And he learned a lot, not only about me, but also what this company had to offer. It was a great opportunity for us to learn about each other and how he could help me in my business with Excel sheets, etc., like that. What was also great about him not attending last year is that I have to worry about him. It was whatever I wanted to do, whatever I needed to do for me, whoever I wanted to see, not like, or where I wanted to go to lunch, not where he wanted to go to lunch. Like that was a nice change. It also made us very happy because we also got to bring our kids and they get to spend time with just my husband and not use the word mom. So it was a great opportunity for my family growth. World Tour, also a game changer. Brought Chris to World Tour last year. And again, he got to hear other stories, see more local stuff of, people in New England. And then he didn't go this year and it was great. It was just a great opportunity to have both aspects because he got to see what was important to me in my life. That was not just smelly stuff around the house, but he also got to see it was finding that happy medium, what great balance to my marriage with this business. So do what works for you is always what I say. Whatever works for me doesn't necessarily mean it's going to work for somebody else and vice versa. A big thing I saw with SFR last year in person was the fire that a lot of people came back with, especially Devin, Mr. Lead Consultant over there, said, I'm going to be a director next year. He said, okay, let's go. Like he said that and I was like, okay, well, what do you want from me? What do you need from me? And we do Power Hour now on most Wednesdays. And we're going to probably try to either get back into that routine or go back on Sundays. We'll figure us out. But it's nice because we get the opportunity to have that conversation of what does he need, but also I learned stuff from him working at the business in a different angle and a different title because we are at different points in our business. What I enjoyed about World Tour this past World Tour was compared to last year was letting you set your business up from scratch, whether you were day 1 or day 17 years or, wherever you were. They told you how to do follow-ups. They told you how to do a booking blitz. They told you how to do a house party. There are other opportunities that you could do bag parties, etc. And they showed you not only what the basics were when everyone says go back to the basics, they showed you what the basics were from home office, which was really nice. But I absolutely loved Deb going to the front and saying the income disclosure. That was a highlight for me. I was looking forward to it every time. I wrote a bunch of quotes down from Jen, and of course I don't have my book right now because I wasn't prepared as much as I wanted to be with illnesses happening in my house. But something we always say in general, if you don't ask, the answer is always no. And if you don't ask, I will. So it's knowing that like that opportunity is always there for everyone. One thing that I'm going to say, and everyone who was at World Tour knew this about me, is I had a speaker speak into my heart so much that it hurt me. Not in a bad way. It was just too relatable for me, and I might get emotional. I'm sorry. I had to step out. It was too relatable to my past, what was going on currently in my life. And I told my team, like, hey, I have to step out. I hope you all get something amazing because this woman's amazing. And it was right before lunch. And when I came back, I felt like I had the best team ever built on this planet ever because of all the supportive things you guys only said. But then I was like, I need to just step away for a minute and like just be me. And I didn't feel like anyone was hurt by that. I felt like everyone was like, okay, we'll see you after lunch. And then after lunch, a bunch of you guys checked in on me. That I needed that. And I always say, I'm here for the community. I'm here for the community. Like, if you ask me about a number, I'll tell you about a number. I might get worried about my own numbers because that's a me thing. I'm competitive with myself because that's who I am. But I always like to know like what your favorite color is, how many kids you have, what their names are, what sports do they play, because that's who I am as a person. I'm an extrovert, introvert. I do all my extroverted things, and then I hermit down and play video games all night. So but I'm like, if you have the opportunity to do in person, virtual, do both, do with your spouse, without your spouse, with your best friend. I mean, I saw Heather meet her best friend in Scentsy for the first time ever at SFR last year. She met Jess in person, and the way her face lit up from that, like it warmed my heart. It was like finding your lost twin. And I loved everything about that. I was really sick during SFR last year, and I'm noticing a trend of virus. I was really sick, and so were one of my kids. But seeing that like made me feel good, made me happy. Shonda opened up to me so much at SFR last year, and I got to learn who Shonda was as a person and know how much we connected more on religion and stuff like that. That I like those connections. And that's exactly what Heather said. People come to Scentsy for like, cause they love the product typically, but they stay because the community is amazing. And that's like, I feel that with our team every time we get together, whether it's World Tour, a team dinner, whether it's me bringing all the goodies because I bought the biggest package ever from the home season sales kit. I always loved the community, but that's why I joined. It wasn't for the paycheck. It was to annoy my sponsor because she's a friend of mine. And it was because I could get free product because it was the free shooting star kit. When it hit 500 of sales and being someone who knew how sales worked, I was like, opportunity, 500, I can do that. And then the rest is history. So that's what I got from World Tour and SFR from both in person and virtual. I will tell you my second SFR, I had appendicitis and waited till SFR was done before I went to the hospital to get my appendix removed. So meet where you are at when it comes to whatever your family needs, whatever you need, whatever your life needs at that time. do what is best for you. So that's what I have. I'm going to mute and let Devin keep leading.
What am I doing? No.
Share a comment. Like I'm
Oh.
reading it now.
No. The relationships that have been built within this business between me and my customers, me and you guys, it literally is just my biggest why. Because when I joined back in April of 22, I mean, I joined as soon as I could because it was quite literally the morning of my 18th birthday, but it was no better timing than that. At that point, I was going through a very bad burnout I was in my senior year, I was being overworked at the job I was working. I was working almost during school, it was 60 hours a week. Over summer, it was like 72. And that's like as a server with people who are just not nice. Um, and then within that, I got very depressed. I went through an eating disorder all at the same time. And what I needed was a community. What I needed was people, just someone to talk to, someone, just a distraction. And now, and now that's where I'm at. I have gotten through that. I am a bigger, better person than I was before. And I've grown. And now here we are, like I said. Let's not get emotional either. Anywho, what else am I talking about?
Oh, we won't get emotional. We got this tonight, Devin.
Mhm.
Someone
Mhm.
posted in the comments, in the chat, when you're asking the opportunity, when you're trying to talk to someone about whether it's hosting a party or the opportunity to join, it's like, do you get mad at the waitress when she asks you if you want dessert? No,
Mhm.
you're grateful
Mhm.
that you have that option. Like, what is wrong with having that opportunity, that option? I mean, I always want dessert, so there's that.
Oh my Lanta. But I've lost track of thoughts. Hold on. What else do you want me to talk about? I lost my thoughts completely. Um,
You're going in person. I know you are going in person. Heather's going in
yes.
person. I know others are going in person. I know that you two, at least on the call, are going in person. What
Mhm.
are you looking forward to doing, going in person and knowing what's planned thus far, for what you do know that's planned thus far? What is something you're excited to either do, see, do, like hang out with, like, you know what I mean?
Meet Miss Mindy Hilton because, you know, she's my bestie. She's my Starbucks bestie. And like, but besides that, like, this is the 20th year anniversary for Sensi. I turned 20 in April. It's just a weird connection that I have to, to this. Like, y'all, um, I'm too young for this. Just kidding. If I say one more time though, shoot, I lost track. 20. Oh, it's global this year. We're gonna be able to meet consultants from other regions, and there's just gonna be so much more happening. Heidi and Orville are coming back. The spirit that's gonna be at this SFR is gonna be impeccable. And that's what I'm just most excited for is meeting all these new people and just getting and gaining all the knowledge and just feeling all the emotions throughout the entire thing. Like if yeah, it's 100% going to be better than last year. And last year I mean, it was a little bit of an emotional overload at some points, but like it happens. You'll get over it. What comes afterwards and the feelings you have afterwards are worth it. And it's going to be so much better for this year. Heather, what are you excited for? I'm out of breath. Yes, no, maybe so.
Heather, what are you excited about in person?
I mean, I'm always excited about all the extras that Sensi brings to an in-person event. The giveaways, seeing everything in person, going to Universal Studios. I'm super excited for that. But when I joined, it was right before Heidi and Orville left. I think there was only like a couple end of months that I watched that they were still here for. So I've seen them, but I just everything I've heard about them and listening to them speak and hearing their words of wisdom, I can't wait to hear that. And like Devin said, like the spirit last year was amazing after being the first in person after a few years. And I just think that this year it's going to be even 10 times more than it was last year, which is crazy and overwhelming to think about. And I'm sad that not everybody that was there last year will be there this year because it was a great time, but hopefully next year we can all be there again.
Heather, I don't know if you've had a chance to listen to Heidi's butterfly effect speech. I think it was, or butterflies. If you type in Heidi's first and last name and Sensi with butterfly or something like that, she has a whole thing. Just make sure you have tissues when you listen to it. It's good though.
I haven't listened to that one either. I need to listen to that. Anywho. Well, now you're making me wing this, and I don't like it.
You volunteered.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well, unless anyone else has anything else to add, we can stop the recording.
Oh yeah, we're at 45 minutes right now. Anybody else? Come on, you can do it.